Okay.
Right.
So today's day 3.
Right. All right. Hello, welcome to Newbs, where you get to watch us learn how to play tabletop games. We are currently on our. We're going to be starting session 4 of chapter 2 of this campaign. We're waiting for a few of the other players to show up, and while we wait, before we get started, we've got somebody who wants to give a quick shout out here. Let me switch to. I don't know. I wasn't prepared to give you a closer shot.
That's fine.
All right.
Quick shout out to the Wayne High esports team. Congratulations and good luck. They're going to state tomorrow.
Oh.
So best of luck to those guys and coach. Congratulations on a great year.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
All right. What are they playing? What is
League of Legends, Rocket League, and Fortnite. I
Nice.
think is what they're there for tomorrow.
Right on.
Lincoln?
Nice.
No.
Omaha?
Concordia.
Seward.
Seward,
Okay.
I think.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Seward.
Yeah, Seward.
Seward.
Concordia and Seward.
Oh, okay.
I was
I know
so sad.
Wayne State hosted at the high school Mario Kart a couple years ago. That was really fun. We went up and watched it and had a lot of fun doing that. Okay, well, we're waiting for our last couple of players to arrive. We're going to get Ekrub caught up from last session. So last session was day 2. You guys started to mix and mingle with and get to know some of the other people towards the back of the convoy a little bit better. Throughout the day, there was a wagon that broke down, had a broken wheel, and Hadapat was there helping fix it. He had you guys help or he had these guys help. You had gone off and done your super secret, whatever you took off to do during that day. We can figure that out another time and work that into the story if you want to do something fun with that. But while you were gone, they helped Hadapat fix the wagon wheel, and during that time you found out a little bit about Hadapat. He sent you to Gimli Clankstone, who's got a big like repair wagon with like a little forge in it, and he sent you there to get what Hadapat calls a pincher grabbers, but they're basically just a pliers. You got a little bit of pushback they got a little bit of pushback from Gimli, because he knows Hadapat very well, and he's like, all right. And so Hadapat's the current pliers that he had were Gimli's, you find out, and then when it comes time to return them, Gimli said, make sure you get these back to me. Said with kind of a sly smile. And he kind of had a feeling that they weren't going to be coming back, and Hadapat's got some very slippery fingers, and sure enough, they didn't come back, and so they gave back, I believe Rasiel gave back the old pair to Gimli, just kind of to have a little bit of goodwill or whatever. And Gimli was happy with that because he can fix them. I mean, that's what he does. And so evening comes around, and you guys were hanging out, or they were hanging around a campfire, so that's what this is representing. Hi, guys.
Hey.
Come on in. We're just getting Ekrub caught up on last session. And so that's what this is representing. We just had the scatter around before, and so tonight I'm like, okay, I don't have any wagons to represent wagons, so I just cut up some cardboard and made some wagons out of that. And so we can switch to the battle scene so we can see a little bit of top down. And so there was a big commotion. So Hadapat and the crew were hanging around a campfire. The caravan stopped for the first time in 2 days. Okay. And so this is the first time the caravan had stopped. So everybody's exhausted. They kind of group up in little different pods of wagons around a campfire. And they're sitting there hanging out, drinking, smoking, doing whatever they want to do just to relax. And towards the end of the night, after everybody had plenty to do and all jolly, Hadapat is leaning against his cart, and all of a sudden it just gets rocked, and he almost gets pushed into the fire. And Hurey runs around the side of the cart and sees this goblin female just getting ready to barrel down on this bandit who had been pushed into the cart. And so she barrels down on the bandit again, and then without really thinking much about it, Hurry jumped in and started helping, and then the fight began. So it ended up being there were 2 bandits attacking this goblin woman, and Hurry jumped in to help. Everybody else jumped in to help. A third one stepped out. The battle ensued. They ended up killing all the bandits, and I don't know if there's anything better to tell about that. If anybody has better notes.
We should talk about Seraphine Swiftfoot. She wanted us to look for some specific mushrooms for her.
Okay, okay.
In the Valley of Silic.
In the Valley of Silic, yep, there were the spotted
Pot pie?
pot pie mushrooms.
Yeah.
And so she wants you to find some spotted pot pie mushrooms for her. She's an herbalist she was the wagon that you helped fix, or that they helped fix. The wagon wheel was Swiftfoot's wagon, and she runs an herbal shop and an herbal wagon, and she's currently out of stock, and she's looking for new inventory, and that's why she's headed to Basin View. That's kind of her home base, and that's where she is going to acquire more inventory, and along the way, once you get to the Valley of Silic, you can start looking for these pot pie mushrooms. They only grow. Do you know that much?
Yeah.
Okay.
Only grows in the valley.
So they only grow in the valley
Maybe
around
you
wild
didn't-
herds.
And
Like-
maybe you didn't disclose the party why, but I think afterwards it came up in discussion.
It came up in discussion.
Where they grow.
Okay. So we will leave that a mystery then for now, but you know the wild oryx herds is kind of the Valley of Silic is where you have a lot of wild oryx herds, and that's where you find these spotted pot pie mushrooms.
And that's an oryx, that's what we hunted that first day.
Yep.
Did you guys make it to Basin View yet?
Oh.
No, that's
No,
I think our
Silic,
final
Silic is
destination.
before Basin.
Alright, sounds good.
Yep, Valley of Silic is before Basin View, and it's a big valley. It's kind of like you're traveling through the plains right now, through the
Okay.
Great Plains.
Because last time Ekrub was in action, we just got done killing the ogre,
Yep,
and then, yeah.
yep, and then sometime early that morning, you got up and took off mysteriously.
And then that happened. Okay, well, thanks for the update.
Yes.
Rachel, what was your character's name again?
June.
Huh?
As far as the assassination attempt too, it was 3 tieflings.
Actual
Just bandits.
Alright.
Just
Oh,
bandits.
Yep.
Ekrub.
And did
Can't
we
make
say
it.
it was an assassination attempt?
I have a note
Did
on
I
it that
accident? I
says
think I might
a
have
paladin.
let that slip
Human paladin.
accidentally.
Decree of assassination.
It's like a knight.
Was that like
Yeah,
a
but
note
they
that
got
would be
healing
on one of their
abilities and
bodies or
stuff.
something like that?
Cute.
Or should I not know that?
I don't know that you would.
Super cute, yeah.
Awesome.
How did you find that out?
In
I
search
just
of
have a
Dagger
note.
in some
What's
sort
that?
of
I just have a
ribcage
note in my
during the
book.
last
We
fight.
searched them,
Oh,
and
that's
they
right.
had a
Like,
flyer
not enough to
of
stab you,
something
but
that
she
had her
has-
picture
That had
on
her
it,
picture on
and
it.
So
they
then
Okay.
every
were
time
after
they moved,
her
then they got
specifically.
Yeah, they got extra
Human
shot.
bandits?
Crazy.
There was a tiefling,
Oh,
a
okay.
human.
Okay.
It's just
And all of a sudden
bandits
she's
of
killing
all
it.
different.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Heard that before.
I have never played before, so this. I mean, I played once before now.
That's why we're noobs.
I think you already know more than most of us.
Well, it helps that she's a lawyer.
Yeah.
and retains information probably better than our hop-filled brains. So yeah, all right. The fight has just ended. Ekrub somehow comes out of nowhere, and he joins the party as well. And he catches like, "What are you guys doing?" And so we've got the fight just ended. There's 5 dead in total. There are 3 bandits and 2 members of June's traveling party. And so now you can have time to kind of talk and kind of situate and get the lay of the land. I don't have anything going here for a few minutes. So if you just want to get to know what was going on,
Did we all get
I'm verklempt. Talk amongst yourselves.
Did we all get introduced to June last time, or had the battle just ended and we really didn't get a chance to say
Yeah, I think we're all just standing there.
yes?
I think we assumed she was on our
Daggers
side.
bloody.
She
Oh,
broke
yeah.
the dagger.
Yeah.
She didn't kill us right away.
Well, I
so.
think we had a conversation. I told you my name, and asked if I could join your
Okay.
group.
I hold up the flyer with their water poster. I'm like, well, this happened to be you.
I don't have a wanted poster. I don't know what you're talking about.
Nobody gets those kind of skills without a wanted.
Yeah.
I'm assuming we all have one somewhere. You know, probably big reward.
Big
That's true.
reward.
There probably is flyers out there.
Mine was set up by an angry husband, but we don't talk about that. So,
Flyer damn near killed her.
There you go, chat. I'm gonna make sure our audio levels are all right. But yeah, you guys can just chat and discuss and get to know one another. And
I do it through the web browser.
June, you can give
Nice.
away, like I
Cards.
said, as much information
Oh,
as you
the
want.
wagons.
You can make up
Character
anything you want about your character. The only thing you really need to stick to is that you are from Basin View, and
There it is.
anything else you can make up and we can adjust as we go.
So are you coming the opposite direction then, since you're from Basin View? We're headed that way, you're coming.
The app is like not user
No,
friendly.
I'm headed that way.
Headed that way, okay.
Yep.
Have you been with the party the whole time and we just missed you, or did you just happen upon us?
A little bit of both. I happened upon quite a bit back, or quite a ways back, and have been with ever since.
So I imagine one doesn't get the wanted flyer needlessly. I imagine who might be requesting that you return to them in pieces.
I don't know where you're getting a wanted poster
Oh.
from.
So they found, when they searched the
Oh.
bandits, they found like a little,
Oh,
like a
okay.
parchment that had your drawing on it.
so I can, using charisma,
So was it-
I can tell she's playing dumb.
So do a charisma check, or do a perception
why
check,
not? There you
right?
go.
There you go.
That's a D20.
Yep, D20 and add your perception modifier.
Oh, where are you at?
Golly.
Where is it?
Should be in skills.
Skills, there we go.
Mhm.
8.
Get a wisdom modifier too.
Do I?
That is the, yeah.
While Rasiel is doing that, I want to thank the guys for getting me this awesome new screen, so I'm able to retire my homemade. Apparently, it was not as cool as it was pretty bad.
They didn't have duct tape in back in the day.
Perception check, you said?
Perception check.
That's
Yep.
plus
So
one.
thank you for this. This is awesome.
I still owe you 5, by the way.
Now, Jesse, now we need to get a table wide enough that
That it fits.
I can wing it out all the way.
Or you use these as your wings and you just.
But then I'm cutting into your area and stuff, and
None of-
so
none of
this
the
right
next
now
one,
is this is
You
perfect
are
for
the
now.
dungeon master, so
Right.
what, you do what you want to do.
I know, but it's still all of our table.
12, by the way.
12?
8
All
plus
right.
4 is 12.
So yes, you perceive that she
I'm
is
a
hiding
genius.
something.
I hold up the water poster again. I'm like, this? Is this you? I guess, does it say anything? Like who to
Or is it just a
return
drawing?
the bounty to? Oh yeah.
It's just a drawing.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
it's
Okay.
not an official wanted poster. It is just an image of the target.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's all it is. Nothing else.
I imagine it'd be hard to sketch a wanted poster back in the day. You have to either sit there and stare at the person long enough to get it drawn out, and by that time you probably could have went and apprehended her instead of just drawing a picture.
Yeah, right.
But,
We are not focusing on that.
Okay, all right.
I'm good at drawing, not at apprehending suspects. What are we talking about?
I just draw the poster. That's my department.
Right? Yep, we're not focusing on that.
Sorry.
There is a drawing. As rude, as rudimentary as it is.
Some schlub is just sitting out in the middle of the field, like, well, I wasn't gonna get him. Why'd you draw him then? I had nothing better to do.
Someone's getting all kinds of people in trouble making drawings of them and just distributing.
Right? And so as you guys are conversing and getting to know one another and grilling June about the wanted poster, 20 minutes or so pass in this time. And so the commotion has had time to reach the front of the convoy, and has had enough time to reach Fina Lockwood and Thrain Smelterbelt, and they have wandered down and kind of inspecting the area.
Are these like the high-end folk in the party?
So Fina it's the Lockwood convoy.
Okay,
so
right,
this
okay.
she is the head wagon. When you guys were wandering around the first night, and you got to the front, you noticed there were 3 or 4 extremely fancy wagons, and there were 2 at the front that were not as fancy. They weren't small, they weren't ornate, but they were by no means dilapidated either. And so those would have been Fina and Thrain's wagons. And if you recall, Thrain, Fina, it's her convoy, and then Thrain is the lead wagon master, and so he's kind of in charge of everything. He's the second to last say in all things convoy. Fina is the last say in all things convoy.
Is Hadapat still hanging around? Is he still within the region?
Hadapat is over here. He ushered everybody away from the everybody that was hanging around the campfire. He moved everybody away when the fighting started.
Okay.
That looked like more
Who's
than
the dead
30p.
Who's the dead guy over here?
Over here?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, that's a horse.
The
That's-
dead horse.
Oh, well.
Whose horse that?
I don't know.
Probably mine.
Right? You're.
We were gonna use this little tiny one for yours, actually.
Right. I mean, that's fitting. If I'm close to Hadapat, can I ask him, what is Fina's and, what's the guard's name?
Thrain.
Thrain. What are Fina's and Thrain views on goblins mingling within this caravan? I guess people's perceptions of, quote unquote, I don't want to be specious. But
Right?
yeah.
So they are. Thrain and Fina are both accepting of as long as you're good people, you're welcome in the convoy. And as long as your money is gold, they will take it.
And do they have a pretty good idea of all the people that have been within the convoy?
They
The
have
start, or I imagine could a few go unknowns for some time.
So Hadapat tells you that he's not privy to all of their thinking. He's just also himself, just a traveler.
Okay.
But he does know that they are very accepting of people. They're not going to turn you away just because you're a goblin, or just because you're a gnoll, or just because you're a human or a dark elf. They're not gonna.
Even if my guy doesn't have pants on.
Even if your guy doesn't have pants on. Yep.
As long as you're a nice guy.
Yep. As long as you're a nice guy, they're pretty tolerant.
That's optional.
Don't cause problems.
I guess if
We just killed 3 people. Not causing
Hey,
problems.
we solved.
Hey, they attacked
So-
we
us.
solved problems.
As Thrain and Fina walk up, Fina walks over to June and pulls her aside. And so, yeah, come with me.
We're all going off camera.
Discuss.
I grab a empty chalice and I just walk over to the nearest wagon with a barrel in it, and I discreetly pour myself a flagon of ale.
All right, ale time.
Hey, you get one for everybody.
Yeah, let's all grab a flagon of ale.
I feel like that needs to be a rule, but the guy that would determine that is gone. So
That's true.
Hey, there's nobody here. to
I guess
tell
if there's
us
nobody guarding it,
Yeah,
go for
right.
it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's
If anybody
Everybody's
asks, we'll be like,
distracted.
those sons of bitches stole some ale.
yeah, yeah.
Actually, that'll be me because my little character guy has a little bit of an alcohol problem. So I'm the one that's actually copping off it. So you're making the
All right.
distraction, just so
All
that
right.
way you're keeping watch for me
Yeah.
after you got yours. Okay, so we all have one.
Secrets don't make friends.
But they make the story interesting.
So as Fina and June walk away, Thrain begins walking around and checking the bodies, and he looks back to a couple of his helpers and tells them to clear the bodies and get them out of here and take care of them. He doesn't recognize. Thrain does his own inspection of the bodies. Doesn't really recognize them as members of the convoy. Does kind of recognize the fact that they're bandits, and they are dressed in a manner that would mean they jump between both the forest and the plains. So they're not just strictly a plains clan. They are coming from the north end of the deeps. And so they've got a fairly big range, but you're still several days away from being close to the north end of the deep, so they're definitely out of their territory.
Does Thrain look approachable at the moment, or is he pretty consumed with his activities?
He's fairly consumed with what he's doing, but I mean, you could.
Okay. I put on my best airs and tidy myself up. I throw my flag of beer. We were.
You got your
beer while
half-dead,
you
you got
were
your half-dead
busy.
horse thrown aside?
I approach him. Oi, good sir, is there any assistance we can be? It seems we've already done some part into resolving this matter, so I was wondering if there is anything else that we may be able to assist you with.
I was practicing, so we were watching Chopped last night,
Okay.
and there was an Irishman on there.
All right.
And so I can't do it unless I hear it.
Sure.
And so I really
You
wish
just
I
feel
could.
like a trigger word. Like,
No, you gotta give it a shot.
Right, no, I can't.
Donkey.
Donkey. And so I think that's going to be the first accent I work on, is going to be an Irish accent, because I really liked the way it sounded. But in his thick Irishish accent, he tells you that actually there is something that you can help him with, but before you're able to do that, a big old dire wolf. There we go. Thank you for that note. I need to adjust that then. Thank you for the note. All right, so we lost audio for a moment. So right now, right, and so the alpha dire wolf that is traveling with Thrain and Fina has walked up to Loonspin, Jonyoo's companion panther, and took a swipe at Loonspin, and almost kind of like just a smack across her face, and 15 to hit.
Yep.
Okay, 15 hits, and so we will roll for. Let's see here, where is it?
Is this taking place right here where Loonspin and
Yes, and so here is.
Jonyoo are like right in the middle of the trail there.
Yep.
Okay.
So here is a vicious English bulldog that is going to be our
Our stand-in.
Yep, our stand-in, and let's put that is Fina. Let's put Fina next to up here by June, and then Thrain is. Were you talking to Thrain, or were you, okay? So Thrain is over here, and so now we've got takes a swipe and
Well, okay, hold on.
did 3 points of slashing damage.
Okay, so question.
I know,
So
I think the minis are
Loonspin
so
has a
cool.
nimble dodge.
I've been
Okay.
buying them like crazy.
Says if she can see the target coming at her,
Yep.
she can use this reaction to dodge out of the way, imposing disadvantage on the attack.
Okay. So you do use your nimble dodge.
Or do I need to? I mean, like, are we going somewhere with this? Or is this just
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, we're going somewhere with it.
okay.
And so yeah, the 15 stands because that was a natural 20.
Prove it. All right, 3 damage. Okay.
And so, would you like to? How would you like to respond?
Well, she's gonna respond
All right.
with an attack.
All right.
She is going to. So I can imagine this. Like it swipes at her, and then she's like, "Okay, left cross then."
Yep. Okay. Perfect.
So she's going to do the claw. So I'm not going to hit with that.
Not gonna hit. All right. So Grizzle, the
A 4.
A 4. All right.
Well-
That misses. Grizzle backs out of the way, growls a little bit, turns, and walks away. He just wanted to make his presence known.
Maybe she missed on purpose.
Maybe she missed on
Next
purpose.
time I'll do hand.
Right? And so that was all Grizzle wanted to do, was come over and basically introduce himself.
So I have to like push her fur down now. 'cause
It's a
her
yeah.
tail's like this.
She's got her hackles up.
I've got pretty good animal handling skills. Could I call Grizzle over and see if he'll let me greet him, or
Hey, what's
Sure,
up,
pet
dude?
him?
What's up,
Sure, you
dude?
can try.
Why'd you do that?
I can try?
Yeah.
I can certainly try.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
So like a here boy, hoo hoo hoo. 20.
20?
Not a natural.
Oh, not a natural 20. Okay. I would think that's probably still good enough. He looks over at you, and maybe not enough for you to actually reach out and pet him, but he turns and wanders a few feet in your direction, smells at you, doesn't growl, but then he turns and walks back to Thrain.
Okay. You smell bad.
So he heads back over to Thrain, basically just introducing himself and saying, "Hey, this is the pecking order."
Interesting. Now, okay, so table talk. Could I have, since I'm standing right next to Newbs, could I have used Jonyoo to intercede?
Potentially, yeah.
I would imagine this all happened really fast.
Yes. Yep. It was really quick.
Okay. Just curious if I
Yeah.
could have
No,
been like, hey.
you could have.
Is there, still on table talk, is there like a limit to where, like, if I would have seen that as the bard, I could be like, oh, bardic inspiration to like fight back? Or is it fast enough that it all happened?
It happened really fast. Like a turn, I guess, represents 6 seconds.
Okay,
This happened in about 3.
okay.
That
so,
would also have to be
unlike-
how he'd use his turn in a round,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
You couldn't just be like, oh shit.
Right.
Well, so I was gonna try.
I
I was gonna take a shot at it, you know?
Do you have like an 80s bass guitar guy where you do that weird?
No, because I think I broke it in our last fight, so I'm
that's
still
right.
fighting for another one now.
Did you smash that over
stay
somebody's
sharp.
No, I don't think I smashed over
critical
somebody's
fail?
head. No, I went to go play it, and it just like all the strings came off or something.
That's
what's
right.
the slapping the bass?
Slapping the bass, man.
That's what it is. Slapping the bass.
Oh gosh.
Nice.
Yeah, so
what
I
movie is
actually
that?
don't
Is
have.
that
I love you, man. Isn't
I
it?
Love You, Man? There it
Yes.
is.
Oh man, Paul Rudd, right?
Right?
But
What
yeah,
are
I
you
don't have
carrying
a
around
loot.
right now. It's not a loot. What are you carrying around right now?
A drum.
A drum.
A drum.
Oh, that's right.
Just banging the piss out of this drum, just
Slapping
annoying
the
everybody.
drum.
Well, technically you inspire people.
He had
so-
this thing last time, he did an
Technically, is what he
inspirational
said.
deal, and we all got, what was our,
Bonuses on our attack.
yeah,
Yeah.
bonuses on our attack.
That was your bardic inspiration?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And anybody within like 30 or 60 feet?
60 feet.
60 feet? Yeah, gets
Dude, that's
the...
Yeah, for last time we made work of
We
those
used
bandits
damn
pretty
good
handedly.
use of it,
yeah.
so.
You did. You did very handily.
But you could only use it once.
3
Per
times a
yeah,
day?
No,
Three
like-
times per session.
But
is
For
how
long
we-
rest?
We could
determine.
only use
Yeah.
it once.
Yes, yes. You only get, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're only
Well,
inspired
it's
for
within
that.
it's within 10 minutes, I think. So like whoever
Gotcha.
like if I used it now for 10 minutes of game time.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So you could pick and choose when you want.
So we
to.
basically made
Right.
it to where
I
like
mean,
when we
3
were
times
fighting.
per long rest.
So right, so it's a good exactly.
That's
And
still
so it's a good one to use if you're in battle and
Yeah.
he can use it, or if you know you're going into battle, like you're getting ready, you can sit there and be like in right in
Just a
George
drumline
Miller.
guy.
Is that who does
Everybody
the
starts hitting.
Mad Max movies where well in what is it, the Mad Max, where they have the crazy
Right.
drummer
Mhm.
guitar or whatever.
Oh, that pumped
You're
me
that
up if
guy.
I was in
Yep.
battle.
Yeah.
Currently,
If I was in
Till I
battle
get
and
my
somebody just
face
started
looped.
jamming
Right.
drums, I'd be like, oh fuck.
Right.
I just saw this trip from my guitar. I don't care about you guys.
And so Thrain goes over and grabs the alpha
Oh, and
and
moves him.
well, just calls him over and says, "All right, good boy, you introduced yourself." And he apologizes for that and asks if Loonspin is all right.
She doesn't forget though. She got like a really good memory.
All right,
She doesn't.
that's good.
I asked Thrain, besides becoming a potential food source for your vicious animal, is there any other things that we may be able to assist you with?
Yes, actually, I was getting to that before Grizzle so rudely introduced himself to your cat. So these bandits, he tells you about the bandits and says the bandits are these are clearly a North Deeps clan, and they are well outside of their territory, and he can't imagine that there are only 3 of them around. First, he doesn't understand how they got into the convoy, let alone, he doesn't understand how these 3 got into the convoy, and knows for a fact that there's no way that they're traveling alone. There's got to be more around.
Or the wolves.
What's that?
The bandits.
Oh, the
More of the
bandits.
bandits are around.
This is completely unrelated, but I feel like if he's now being nice to us, he should offer to help heal Loonspin.
I don't think Loonspin took that much
No, 3. And
damage.
she's got 45 hit points, so she'd be.
Right.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
That's a good point.
A little bloody.
I'm
now.
just saying.
She wants it to remind her, kind of, like in the
I know
movie,
exactly what
you
you're
know
talking
which one.
about.
You can still have the inspiration. You know.
This is a harsh world. Not everybody's gonna
She'll get
Maybe
back.
I
Go
can
over and
drum up
bandage.
some business with him and get something.
You know,
Right.
cats, they just lick themselves like 5 times and it's like, oh, it's healed.
Okay. All
right.
right.
Like it didn't even break
Cats
Loonspin's
hold
skin.
grudges, though.
Mm-hmm. Fine.
I mean, it was basically
Fine, I
it was
suppose
basically
we'll
just
do
a rough.
It's like a high five to the face.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ah.
You want to bang around your toy.
All right. All right.
Well, she just wasn't ready because our dungeon master said that all of them were friendly last time.
All of the ones that are guarding the outside, not friendly. They didn't.
Okay.
They're not going to attack.
They weren't attacking. They are guarding the perimeter.
Gotcha.
Didn't say it. Just saying. It's principle.
I did say that last time.
Nope. You gotta stick up for your
All right,
friends,
we're good.
Ed.
We can
I
check
know,
the
that's
tape.
all I'm
Okay,
doing.
moving on.
We can check.
That's how it
So
is.
if,
You have that one guy on each team.
So
if I-
yeah, he tells you that. Oh, sorry.
if I could ask Thrain, we're pretty accomplished fighters here. If you need us to go and look for these bandits, or put us on a patrol of sorts, we'd be happy to keep an eye out for any more that come along.
That would be great. That would be fantastic. That's exactly what I hope you. That's what I hoped you would want to do. We're going to have our hands full here now, making sure that they don't raid us as we're traveling. And so yeah, if you guys can undertake that task, it would be great. Imagine me in a very thick Irish
Okay.
accent.
Does he want us to scout out looking, or just stay sharp in the convoy?
Nope. Go out, and the
Go
patrolling idea is
Okay.
great because they're not going to be so near. Because if my dogs aren't smelling them, then they're keeping a distance.
These dogs didn't smell the first few. I
You
said
don't
that so
know-
he could hear me.
You don't know when they got into our convoy.
Okay.
So that's Thrain's wolf?
That's Thrain's wolf. Yep.
And
Note
Thrain
that
is
down.
Thrain is the guy that like oversees all the other ones, right?
The wagon.
All
Yes.
the wagons.
We'll not
So
forget
he
about
No,
knows
neither will John
inventory.
Yoo.
Yes.
Okay.
I have a question for Thrain.
Condition rings.
He
So,
knows
like,
the
my
people.
barbarian, when he gets
I
hungry,
still
he
have a
can
question.
turn
Okay.
like-
I know you know where I'm going with this, but I
It's
have to
just
ask.
Sure.
To ask. So
It's just so.
Well, these guys
You're the loot guy, aren't you?
yeah, yes I am.
Remember
I see.
it, but there's a whole
I
bunch
see
of
you know
other
your
ones.
stuff. Have you
With my
seen?
net, if
Have
someone
you
was
seen a loot
restrained, I
or
could
heard of a loot?
show it as restrained.
Special engraving.
Or
I remember
there's
that was part
poison,
of it.
there's a whole
I don't
bunch
remember what
of
the
them.
rest of it was.
Okay, that's
Special engraving made
So
of
if you have any
very fancy
conditions
and
that you
rare
use,
wood.
there's a whole
You would know it if you see
pile
it, kind of
of
thing.
them.
I have not seen a loot of that magnificence.
Have you heard of one?
I have not heard of anybody talking about any fancy ornate loots either.
Well, I have things I'd say to you, but I won't because you're very important. So I will walk away.
What were you thinking of saying?
Don't worry about it.
Something insulting.
If the rest of my charisma checks leading up to this have said anything, then I'm not gonna worry about it. So
So yeah, he gives you a task, and you guys can now go about your day, or well, it's still the middle of the night,
Yeah, okay. So
and you guys are, I mean, you've been kind of sobered up a little bit, but you've been. You're intoxicated. This fight was you should have probably been rolling with a little bit of disadvantage.
While you were off telling secrets, we tapped into one of those barrels. And
Oh, is that
took
right?
some ale, we did.
Nice.
we staved off a hangover for another.
Yeah, we actually
Bit of the hair of the
caught
dog.
thieves stealing it.
So we should get a long rest in, and then.
I guess before Thrain takes off, can I come up, slap Hurey on the back and be like, more than happy to assist the caravan, but just curious, before we set off on our task to aid the caravan, maybe some background on our newfound goblin friend? I imagine bandits, when they attack, I kind of lost where I was going with this.
What were we talking about?
Yeah, I guess just more
I guess
information on
there's
the
more in that
goblin,
barrel
or
than I
I
thought.
imagine any perceived bounty. Would you have knowledge about that?
That is going to be up to June to tell you whatever she wants. I'm not privy to give out her private information.
You're second in command.
I am a goblin.
I'm not convinced.
You can't
Doesn't
tell
show. No, it doesn't show.
by my.
He's telling you he's honoring her privacy.
I'm just not convinced.
All right, well then roll a deception check.
Oh. Well, this is probably gonna backfire.
I don't know if I think it would be. That'd be perception, I guess, but I think perception is also deception. Oh no, deception is charisma,
I would say deception is charisma. Okay. I would say that I'm
and I think that's the wrong
wary.
check.
I'm saying I feel like let's word this better. How about that? And then I'll roll. But I feel like you have information and you're not wanting and understanding the privacy thing. But I feel like we would like to have information from a third party that's not from her, from the goblin.
Fair enough.
Point being is like, you don't necessarily know us, we don't know you. You know, there's no reason to hide anything, or there's no reason to keep anything secret. Whereas in this case, maybe she's looking for something. Maybe there's some extra, what's the word? Ulterior motive.
Okay, so roll a perception check.
Perception.
Yep.
Okay.
Because you're not deceiving anybody.
No, I am not. I can pull out a drum and try.
Check out my skills.
Guys, watch this. This is gonna be a 2. 14 plus
Nice catch.
perception, you said?
Yes.
Plus 4, so 18?
An 18.
Yep.
So Thrain looks at you and gives you a heavy sigh and says, I'm not giving out any of her personal information, but all I can tell you is that she is a traveler headed to Basin View, just like everybody else. She's been with us since.
Thank God I didn't pay for it.
She's been traveling with us since we left East Shore, and she's just another traveler.
And you trust her?
I trust her.
No background as
That's
to
what's up.
the reasonings as to why she's traveling with us?
Street cred.
That is up to her to tell you.
Okay.
That's what's up.
Keep your secrets.
All right, then keep your secrets.
Sounds good. I was planning on it.
That is
anyways.
her decision.
Yeah. I'm ready to pass out, I
Long
guess.
Long rest.
So are we in the daytime? Or what?
It's middle of the night right now, and so now you need to find where you're gonna go and pass out.
Is this set up like what we'd have, like fancy front of the wagons, and then back here is back of the wagons, or is this just the whole?
This is the
area
whole.
we're in?
This is the whole area you're in. This
Okay.
is the back, probably the back third.
So we could come lean up against any one of these wagons
Yep.
and take a nap.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So you guys find your way to the wagons, Is there anything? I don't know if there's anything you need to do before you crash for the night. Like I know there are some skills that you need to work, like with your net when you were working your net.
Not
Is there
really
anything you want to
anymore.
do before you crash, or you just want to go and
I
Go
didn't
and
have
crash.
when I thought.
Not as of now.
all right?
Can I sleep on top of the wagon?
Sure.
I guess I imagined they're like covered wagons, like
Yep.
Oregon Trail.
There's Conestoga wagons, there's coaches, there's a mix of everything in here. So yeah, there's some cloth canvas covered ones. There's some really nice passenger type ones. You've got Adelines that is basically the kitchen with the trailing wagon that has the seating area behind it. And yeah, there's just a nice collection. So yeah, you could sleep on top of one. You can sleep under. You can.
I guess I should ask the person first.
We looted these bandits, right?
Yes.
That's how we got them.
Yeah, but-
So
yeah.
do we need to clean them up?
Thrain's men. You can hand me those. Thrain's men carried them off. And
That was
took
more
care
my
of 'em.
ask,
Yeah.
not necessarily, but I just want to make sure
Right.
that we didn't leave anything behind on
Nope.
them. So
I
He
just
took them
picture-
off, and now Thrain, Fina, and Puppy, Grizzlepaw also make their Grizzlepaw.
You know that name now.
Yep.
Dogs.
Make their way back to the. He's an alpha. And so you guys fall asleep for the night. You disperse and go your different ways, crashing on people's wagons. When they wake up in the morning, they're wondering where all of you came from while you're sleeping on their wagons.
hey, we just saved your bacon, folks. You're welcome. Nobody believes this because it was me saying it.
Nice.
Where's Rewis?
My guy doesn't
Where's
sleep.
Rewis?
John,
of
you
course
doesn't
he
sleep
picked
at
one
all?
with
No.
the treasure chest.
Really?
So, but Loonspin does.
Okay.
So
It's almost
I guess I'm
unconscious
just
at
gonna kind
this
of walk around.
Okay.
You're keeping watch of this.
So Loonspin's sleeping,
Look
but
inside the chest, man.
Jonyoo's just kind of wandering.
Yeah, I'm just kind of out checking it out.
Okay.
Johnny's looking. Where's Grizzpaw?
Right.
Can I roll like a detection or a not detection,
Perception. or whatever.
perception just to see what's going on?
With a long rest like we did, do we have to do anything?
If you lost any hit points, you get your hit points back. You get your spells back, so you get your
Okay.
There is a
bardic
long rest
inspiration
button
charges back.
Yeah.
that
Is
you
that what the
can
little
tap.
fire thing is?
Yes.
If you tap that, it'll give you a confirm prompt. Then it'll reset all your stuff for you as well too.
And where's that at?
It's a very
Top
top.
left corner.
It's the- yeah, this
Make sure you select
Top left
long.
corner on
Oh,
the
got it,
app
got it.
we're using that will go unnamed.
Got it.
Not a
Okay,
sponsor.
so I'm rolling a
Not sponsored.
perception.
Roll perception check.
Oh, boy.
You
You
really
are-
are sleepy.
You are sleepy. That's
Technically,
what I was going to
shouldn't
say
count. It
too.
fell off the table.
We've got a box back here.
Maybe we
Yeah,
should
that's
switch
true.
dice.
I rolled awesome last time.
Yeah, right.
You rolled
So
a
you
4
don't
and a
you
1
don't
so far?
you don't notice anything. I mean, all you really you see the shadows of the wolves kind of just wandering around.
I mean, technically, since like nobody else is up, I could continue to perception check as much as I want.
You could.
Until I get
So
what I
you
want.
wander around for a while. So while they're sleeping, you wander around for a while, and okay, do another perception check.
12. I think I got a
12?
plus 5 on that. Or no, 13.
So it's 18 total.
No, 13.
Oh, 13 total. Okay. So yeah, now you get a better view of the dire wolves that are wandering around the outskirts. They're probably 300-400 feet away. They give a nice wide berth on either side of the convoy, and you just see them doing their thing. They're kind of sleeping and starting to get up and wander around as well every once in a while. Nothing really out of the ordinary strikes you at this time.
Okay.
All right, so everybody gets their rest, and you start to wake up the next morning. It's early. sun's up, but not all the way up. It's let's say it would be the equivalent of like 7:30, 8 o'clock. So you got a good several hours of sleep.
My head's pounding. What's going on?
Can we head up to Adeline's food truck
Yeah,
and
it's
see
like
what's
just
for
about that.
breakfast?
Mm-hmm.
Which one's the food truck?
Um,
Or the food wagon?
I don't know which one
We'll call it this one.
Sure. Perfect.
In the center.
Of the land.
Perfect. Adeline's got oryx steak and eggs going. That's kind of her staple.
Is that the orcs that we brought back?
It's parts of it. The
Love
big
that.
chunks she's aging. You see them hanging in her wagon. She's got several oryx haunches sitting there aging, and she's in the process of pickling some oryx brains.
Love that.
Key
Sounds
ogre.
delicious.
How's that viewed?
That would probably be a little cannibalistic, I would assume. I would assume that ogre is humanoid, and I mean you can
Probably frowned upon.
probably
Okay.
There any,
probably get some weird
But-
looks.
Probably introduces the idea of that maybe not
Yeah.
those. So,
I guess just
pickled
who's
arc
looking.
oysters?
Pickled oryx oysters. There you go.
Right there.
I like that.
Can I ask-
Prairie clams.
That's what Hurey wants.
Well, I'm grabbing a. Keep
So you ask Adeline if she would pickle some,
Sure, pickle me up some auric oysters.
and she's like, "All right, I'll work on it."
Nice.
Can I ask her about bandits while I'm grabbing a plate for her? Be like, what do you know of the bandits around these parts?
She knows that they every once in a while there's a brave bunch that tries to come after the convoy, but for the last several trips they've been pretty quiet. This is the first instance of a bandit attack in several crossings.
Interesting.
So most people on the crossing aren't going to know much about them, except maybe the people who've been doing this year after year after year.
Yes.
Okay.
it could be assumed though if this is a food wagon.
Well, or any source of, you know, any big target for bandits to come and steal
right,
stuff from.
right.
Right.
There
Okay.
you go. It's a good plan.
Well, I
You
guess we
guys
should have
eat.
asked about a direction to go, like towards the deep. You said back towards the deep. Is
So that's the
where-
direction they would be coming from.
Okay.
So let's see here. I hope we don't lose audio here. So we can go.
Maybe just flip to it real fast and back.
Mm-hmm.
And so, so yeah, you can see the big spot between the two rivers is the Valley of Silic, and so you are still well to the east of that. And so right where you see where the GM screen is, you see that dark green popping up. It kind of comes down a little bit there, so that's kind of where these bandits would be coming from, and so they are well out of they're several days away, like 2-3 weeks away from their home stomping grounds.
And you're good. You
And
just
so-
have
To randomly
did have
attack
audio.
us?
So.
2-3 weeks away to just attack a caravan? How would they even know?
Don't know.
I'm talking to the DM,
Somebody's
but also
got an
talking to you
inside
as a
job.
group.
Yeah, kind of asking us as a group. How are
Yeah,
we gonna
like-
know?
It's curious.
a
I have
little.
no idea.
Now,
There's gotta be something
I do
else.
have I do have a question. Is the date of these crossings either the same or is it like advertised somewhere?
It's
every
pretty
time?
constant. There's two crossings a year. There's a crossing to Basin View, and then there's a crossing back.
Relatively within the same time.
Yep.
Okay, so not incredibly impossible that they were just like, we know.
And
that
Adeline
they're on
tells
this
you we
time.
got started a little late this time, and so they didn't leave East Shore. They left East Shore about a week behind schedule.
What,
There you go. Yeah, it's my charming personality. That's why she told us that.
Beat that, bro.
Well,
she
yes,
saw the drums. She's like, please don't play that again.
So here's
Anything.
maybe me being too in depth, but we wouldn't know that these guys are 2 or 3 weeks away from our caravan, right?
Well, unless
Do we have a map?
Well, what Thrain told you.
Yeah, Thrain would have.
Thrain told you that these,
They were
the
comfortable.
markings and the clothes, the armor that these guys were wearing, or the garb that these bandits were wearing, are a forest plains clan.
So
I
here's a
think
good,
we should check like the wagon that they hit. Like, to me, if they came so far and they decided probably not on a random wagon to attack, why would they come all that way just to do a random attack on us? There had to be something they're either looking for.
Excuse me?
Hold up the poster again.
yeah, let's not forget about the poster.
So,
The beautiful drawing?
Oh, they're
wait, did you make the drawing?
They were
The
coming
red
to
herring?
collect
Did you say
autographs
this
and she
already?
knows them for
You did?
the
Where
portrait.
was I?
Right there.
You said they were looking for her?
Last time
Last
when
time
you
was a
searched the bodies, did you find you're the one when you searched, you found
Oh, yes, I
the-
do remember that. We found the wanted poster.
It wasn't a wanted poster.
Yeah,
It was just a drawing, not,
Nobody drew a picture of me.
right?
Bob
Yet.
Red wanted across the top of this thing. so we can just
I
settle
can do
this.
forgeries.
Okay, good.
It
So-
says wanted in broken English, but it still says wanted.
Okay, sorry,
So
I forgot.
a
No, it's
good
okay.
question, I suppose, in the group is if these guys are 2-3 weeks away, what happens if we leave 2-3 weeks down south? Do we come back up and meet up, or we don't? You know, we know the trail, we know that where they're headed, but for us to go 2 weeks, 3 weeks out of our way south and then back up to meet them, is that going to be a problem to meet back up with the group? Had a pat?
You're asking how to
Sure.
Had a visit. Nah, you'll be fine.
Okay, good. Thanks. Had a pat.
You'll be fine.
Irish accent.
Oh, not Hadapat. Hadapat's not Irish.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Thrain is the Irish
Thrain.
guy.
I don't know, man. I've trusted Hadapat this whole time, but he rattled that off very quick. I'm questioning. There's something he knows. You know something else.
Had a pat. Got much of a fight in you? Care to come take on some bandits
Oh, no,
with
no, no,
us?
no. That's not.
No, that's
That's
your
not my
thing?
bag.
He's hiding something.
Can I ask
Perception check.
Hadapat or Adelaide if,
what
I
I'm looking
mean, I'm assuming the bandits were part of the convoy when they staged their attack.
So they.
Probably incognito, they were in amongst us. So I want to ask Hadapat or Adelaide if there's any other sketchy, untoward people that maybe don't look familiar that are in the party, or
And they
some
hold up
people.
a mirror.
Yeah.
Adeline says she doesn't. She. None of her customers seem out of the ordinary, but she hadn't seen. I mean, she doesn't recall seeing those bandits either. I mean,
Is this Adelaide's first trip? across the
Adeline?
Crossing? Adeline?
No,
No?
I think it's Adeline. Adelaide was the name of the wagon.
So she.
Adelaide,
sorry.
Adelaide was her grandmother.
So Adeline didn't feed these bandits. She didn't.
She doesn't recall anyway. I mean,
Oh,
I mean
maybe
nothing
I'm just
nothing
pulling it
really
off on
jumps into her head.
So
I'm just thinking if they managed to get past the dire wolves, well, they were probably already part of the convoy
from the beginning.
when the ship went down. Maybe.
Are there any
Speculation.
dead dire wolves? Wolves.
That's a good question.
Are there any dead dire wolves?
I'd have to ask Thrain about that.
Hadapat, are there any dead dire wolves?
Not that I'm aware of. I'm not the keeper of the wolves.
But back to this trail question. I like the idea. I like your idea. Like he rattled, like he was like, "No, you'll have no problems." Like, I don't know.
Get lost. Don't
Yeah,
look
it's
back.
like GTFO.
Maybe,
Like, I don't know, man. I'm
Maybe,
still hesitant on that.
either forcefully persuade him a little bit.
That's what I'm thinking.
Or use some of that mad cash that you made in
To-
your
to-
gladiator days to bribe him a little bit.
I don't think okay, table talk. I don't think Hadapat is the person who really knows so much about the bandits. I think it is the higher ups. It's
Mm-hmm.
Grizzle. It's a Thrain and
But one of our
Fina.
I
friend-
agree.
One of our friends thinks Hadapat is very.
Okay.
I agree. What I'm saying though is like
You think
we
you
were
still
talking.
think
You were
he
talking
knows
about the
something.
path. Like, hey, let's go off this way, and then maybe meet back up. You know, like let's cut
Mhm.
off some time from the trail to go do
Well,
this
if
thing.
you want a better, more clear answer from Hadapat, he'd say, well, we're following the Moonrise Highway. As long as you make your way back to the highway, you'll probably find us. I mean, we're not a small group.
So you're talking about actively going out and seeking out these bandits and taking care of them before they get here?
I think that was kind of the
Yes.
But
discussion.
what if we go there and they're already on their way and we don't?
Oh, they're gonna leave. The
No, I
convoy
meant,
is
like,
getting ready to
What
move.
about like if we travel
If
to
we-
go meet these guys and they're already circling around and they attack our caravan and we're not even there to help?
I'm just saying, Thrain mentioned, wow, that'd be helpful if you actively went and searched for them.
Oh, I thought he said to
Right.
watch out for the caravan.
No, that's what I asked. I asked, are you suggesting we actually go out actively look for these people, or we just stay sharp in the caravan? And he said to go out and actually look for them would be helpful.
Can I ask Adelaide, what was the biggest bandit party that they've encountered?
Oh, years ago they were raided by probably a band of 20, 25, 30 bandits at one point.
Does she have any idea where they came from? As in, like,
It's a lot.
Any
It would
background on
have
them?
been not really. I mean, that was back in her grandma's days, and so she doesn't really. There haven't been that big of attacks in years. I mean,
Does that suggest the bandits have been losing numbers, or they've just lost interest in the caravan?
a lot of the attacks started moving south when a lot of the caravan or a lot of the raiding and stuff started moving south towards Kingston's Bluff, and when the Deeps Road was built through and starting to build through, or when there was talk of that, and so a lot of the clans started moving deeper down that way, but also Thrain and Fina started arming the convoy a lot better, and so they're a lot better protected now and can kind of circle the wagon, so to speak, and protect the convoy a lot better than they could in the early days.
Can I ask Adelaide, are you privy to the arts of imbuing some of your feud with special herbs, spices? Perchance maybe a large flake. Make it so anybody who eats it become rather drowsy.
Oh, now I roll a d8.
That'd be a question for the herbalist.
Save that for later.
Oh, I thought she was an
You
herbalist.
may-
No, she's the cook.
Write 'em down.
Oh,
I got
Adeline.
Sarah
Adeline. My
Fina.
name's Adeline.
Adeline.
I got 320
Sarah
If I was-
Adelaide
was my grandma.
is the herbalist.
Yeah, if I was to be able to procure some rather sleepy herbs, would you be able to maybe treat one of our large auroch flakes?
Yeah, I'd be able to do that. I'd want to know why, but it's definitely possible.
You thinking about baiting the bandits?
Yeah, give them something
Well,
to chew on.
So I was gonna the whole way.
Go away, I'm baiting.
Are we baiting bandits or dire wolves?
I was thinking
Could be
the
both.
bandits. If we
So
just
before we go too far, I feel like
Yeah.
all of us should get on the same page, including the unknown here.
Mhm.
We should all get on the same page. Yeah, we're not trusting you yet.
Mm,
We should make sure that we're all on the same page of what exactly is the information that we all know.
mhm.
About the party or about the bandits? About like the
All of it,
the
just
wagon?
everything. Like we're right here, right now. Before we even move or leave, we should make sure we know everything that is to know about the bandits and all that.
Were those bandits mixed race?
Yes.
There was tiefling,
I meant that in the
humans.
right.
Right.
Yeah, I know you did. You're one of the good ones.
How else would I say that?
You're gonna
Right.
get us canceled.
Right?
What else would I say?
Yeah, I know. No, there was a tiefling. There was a human.
Okay,
there
so
were-
the
I mean,
bandits
yeah.
can be.
Bandits can be
they're not
anything.
like all.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like,
They're like the convoy. I mean,
Goblins.
it's a mishmash of everybody, and so they're
We'll
not.
be able to racially
I mean,
profile
maybe
them,
they
yeah.
you don't see. Maybe they don't mix well with the plains orcs, but maybe there are different forest orcs.
so they're
that they
true
mix
bandits.
with,
They're just
or-
group of
Bunch of thieves.
thieves and.
Okay.
assholes.
They have
So,
come
but
together for different
You
reasons.
seem to have a pretty good grasp of like not just the bandits, but like what Thrain and Fina all mentioned to us. I feel like we should all make sure we're on the same page of that before we're like, let's all go that way. You know what I mean?
We didn't get too much of a conversation with Fina because
Right.
she was sidebar,
Mhm.
but from what
Just to-
Thrain said, we'd asked, could we actively go after these bandits? He said, yeah, that'd be great. So now it's just kind of a matter of
Do we actively
Do we-
pursue, or do we?
and how and where.
Right. That's more what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
like for all of us, just make sure we're all on the same idea here.
South.
20 bandits?
Let's do this thing.
Oh, shit.
But they're not he said they're not attacking the caravan like they used to. That doesn't necessarily mean that their numbers have dwindled.
Yeah.
They might just be
this
spreading
could
out
just
to
be
other
like a small
targets.
force, be like if they could have got the target,
So
that's
here's-
over, but now they realize.
So here's my question.
jig is
So,
up.
like, you know how back in the olden days when they'd fight, like if they didn't return by X day when they went on their mission, that was the time to send the next group
Yeah.
to like attack.
Larger
or whatever.
force.
Are we dealing with the same kind of thing where it's like, oh, we killed the 3 bandits, they're gonna send 10 next time
That's
because they didn't come back after 48 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
That's my concern is like, are we dealing with
That seems like
a
10
very
would be-
coordinated group here?
Yeah.
So
'Cause
my
we don't know.
question, which is why then I'm like, well, let's make sure we're on the same page because it's like, what if they're still gunning for us and it's better, maybe not, to stay on the same path.
But I mean, are we so afraid that we can't face them?
See,
had a pat. How many more days travel until we are past the portion of the deep where the bandits are known to attack from?
Oh, we haven't even gotten to that yet.
So we're still along. Okay, so we could ride with the party until we get right to the heart of where they would be coming from, and
That's
then it's
my
a
vote.
straight shot south instead of this V shape
Yes.
that 3 weeks out of the way, 3 weeks back, where it'd be we know they're straight south or we suspect they're straight south. Stay with the group for a while until it's more effective time-wise to head south and see what we find, or even just scout to the south of the
I was thinking I could scout, me and
the
Lunsford
caravan.
could scout a little further out, cause we're a little quicker.
I was thinking about
just, if we notice anything, we can come back and let you guys know. I mean, just to take our range out a little bit so that.
Sure.
With
maybe
the exception of June, we are all on horseback now, so we're all equally
So I got a cart.
fast.
What I was thinking
Well-
about too is I was thinking about maybe I could be a decoy on the south side of the caravan where we're expecting them to attack.
Like
I was gonna say you also have a donkey with like half AIDS.
Yeah.
So it might
Well,
be
what I
to-
was thinking is I get a flake of Auroch in my back that's treated with sleep potion. I have that in the back of my car with some other knickknacks, brickbacks that look like it's actually a haul. I do the astral project. I got a scout here. As soon as I see anybody coming, I unleash the donkey and just leave the car behind. So that bandit crew can pick up the sleeping potion. And as long as we know that they're within range as well too, and they got a big flake of sleep juice going back to the camp, then we can stage an attack and hopefully get the advantage at that point in time too. You know, it's
Okay.
kind of contrived, but at the same time.
Pass me the sleep juice.
So some
That's contrived?
Yeah.
Okay.
so it'll be their kind of some sleepy time stabby instead of an all out kind of
like it.
battle.
Yeah.
Oh, George Washington, get them while they're sleeping.
Okay, so question, are you, in that instance, would you be giving up then your horse and cart?
I would
To
just be giving up my
the
rickety
cart.
old cart.
Rickety
pretty
old
much.
cart? Okay, okay.
Because I just unhook the donkey as soon as I see him and just ride off into the distance.
Okay,
and be
So
like,
okay,
oh no, they're
so
coming.
okay. Now let's assume that this is not us table talking. This is us actually sitting
Oh,
around
yeah.
planning this thing
Mhm.
out. Okay, okay.
Mhm.
Just want to make sure we're not still in
Eating
table
our-
talk.
No, we're
Eating our, huh?
You have your handbook.
Yes.
I would also be curious before we go too
I got it
far.
on here too.
Mhm.
I know
do too, but it's
we've talked a
easier
little
when
bit with
yeah.
June, but I feel like we should maybe ask a few more questions
Yeah.
just to make sure we're all
That's
on a
good.
level.
That's good.
Did anybody,
I don't
did
think so.
any of you guys ask, Thrain, are we getting anything out of this, or are we just going out?
It's kind of the communal
Putting our
aspect
life
of
on the
it.
line for
Yeah.
him
It's. I think we
It's like a
assumed
big
it was gonna
hippie
be
fest.
like if we do this for him, we get something in return afterwards. Like, oh, we have a connection.
Like we cuddle that orc, and basically we get a tasty meat for free that we don't have to worry about prepping. So it is kind of like a barter.
I also, okay,
Honor
table talk,
system?
I guess. I also sort of picture us as we're doing more things, we kind of work our way up the wagon train.
Yeah, right.
To eventually be
Moving
like
Yeah.
along now.
So this might give
Not-
us a couple, you know.
Not necessarily, riding in a gold gilded wagon, but, getting more done for the higher ups kind of gets
I
us
think
rep.
getting rid of the bandit problem too. That's probably gonna scoot us up the line a little bit
I would think so.
as well. Yeah.
I mean,
Okay,
we hope.
resume.
I'm feeling an ulterior motive from the higher ups there, but we'll get there. We'll get there when we get there.
They're just
So-
You give your DM way too much credit.
yeah.
So we need,
There's a long campaign. in
we
front of
need
us.
something from Seraphy that you can rub all over this Oryx Hawk and
If she knows.
pardon me if she knows us.
Yeah, and we might have to go collecting, and that might be a thing as well too.
Okay.
So,
So
did you want to ask June any questions? I
I
guess.
was gonna say I feel like maybe before we start going too far off forward,
Mm-hmm.
I think we're trusting because she helped kill these bandits, but
When you guys are talking, I'm gonna come over
I
here.
feel like we should maybe make sure that we're all
Oh, I don't think I can.
on the level. With
Okay.
June.
So June, tell us about yourself.
There's really nothing to tell.
Really nothing to tell.
Bullshit. There's something to tell. You stabbed the guy and broke the thing off in his.
Where's the-
chest.
Yeah,
There's
but
something-
Where's the poster?
They're just over here holding
This
up.
doesn't mean nothing.
yeah, but did you use an arrow to kill someone? So
Trade us
where'd
out.
you get your skills from?
That's where I grew up and how I'm a ranger. That's
So-
just how my people lived.
So same.
So how do we determine, like, if we, okay, so if he introduces himself as a table talk as a ranger, how do you technically ask someone what their class is in?
I don't know.
I
In
wouldn't say
character.
ranger. I mean, like that wouldn't be a thing you say, right? Like,
I'm a dark elf of the
ranger.
land.
But I am a barbarian.
What
I
are
mean,
you?
I would
Oh, I'm
say
a
I'm
dark
a
elf
barbarian, you know?
Well, I'm a bard,
And you're
so I
a
mean,
bard,
like,
so that's obviously that's how you describe yourself.
I would assume that's like
Don't I
set up
describe
though,
myself
like
as
as
a
characters
goblin?
are introduced.
Well, so,
it's just
like,
known what they
sure.
are. Like,
What are your skills, June? What kind of
Fighting.
Fighting, okay.
Fucking shit up.
Would you define?
Shit.
Would you say you are a fighter?
Guess
Yeah.
we're not supposed to
Yeah.
swear.
Okay.
I'd say I'm a fighter.
Okay.
I'd say I'm pretty cool.
all right.
Right
That's
on.
pretty cool.
I do actually have a question. What was the purpose of your travels?
Basin View.
Basin view. Yeah.
I'm on my way to Basin View.
For
Yeah.
Why are you?
we're on a quest.
She's a lawyer.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Conjecture.
A personal quest to get to Basin View.
So you helped us kill 3 bandits. We appreciate that. We trust you on that level, but we feel like we need to know what your
Well, didn't you
quest is.
technically step in and help me? So why did you help me?
Based on last time. Based on how it went last time, no, we were just spectators. But
That's a good point. You kicked some ass.
I suppose
So
if
then why did you
that's
step
what
in and help me?
we saw someone that needed help.
That's what we do.
That's
so
what
then
we
why
do.
are you questioning me?
We want to make sure that you're a loyal member to the party and our quest.
Well, I didn't side with the bandits, so wouldn't I be a loyal party to the quest?
I have questions.
You are a virtuous fighter. Very commendable so. And we could always use more fighters in our crew. But I'm just a little curious. I take the picture, put it down on the table, slide it across.
Wow, that thing shrunk.
Yeah.
Did you actually draw
It's a
it?
stick figure. I mean,
Who exactly is hunting you? And why?
I don't know. I
Detect
honestly
thoughts.
don't know.
Detect thoughts.
Yes, detect thoughts.
Is that how does detect thoughts work? Do you have the write up of that?
Get her. You're us.
I just had it right
Would
here.
you like to?
So,
I whisper to you.
Anybody with intelligence over
the whole
3
time, just everybody.
knows language.
I don't
Surface
believe
thoughts of the creature, what is most on its mind at that moment. That's why I tried to trigger the question.
trying to see if I
Ooh.
As an action, you can either shift your attention to another creature.
It'd be nice to have like
But
a
it's
hawk or
basically-
something that could, like,
Questions verbally directed to the creature and actually shape the course of its thoughts, so the spell is particularly effective of interrogation.
That'd be cool.
Remember when I said broken English?
So, Within 30 feet, creature you choose
There's no
intelligence 3 or
wanted
lower.
on
can
it.
pick
Yes,
two.
there is.
Put your book over here.
Okay.
I said it was broken English. That's why we're like,
Probe
we
deeper,
don't
the
know what this
target must make
means.
a wisdom saving throw. So if I probe deeper, that's when the wisdom saving throw. is
Oh,
gonna-
jeez. That is a huge description.
Yeah.
I love it.
So for the duration, it's range south, target south. So it costs a copper piece. You've got money, concentration up to 1 minute. So for the duration, you can read the thoughts of certain creatures. Okay, when you cast the spell as your action on each turn until the spell ends, you can. Okay, all right. So you detect thoughts, and you do this. So it's components. It's VSM. So it's verbal, somatic, and what's M?
Material.
Material. So that's your copper. So
I wave
you.
my hands and jibble
So you,
jabble.
well, yeah. I say you do
Throw
it very.
a
Yeah, you do.
Sorry.
You do it very, very slyly. You cast detect thoughts, and you. She's got several thoughts racing through her brain because of that question. She herself doesn't exactly know.
Okay.
She's got ideas, but she can't pinpoint exactly what it might be, or who might want her head.
Yes.
Probe deeper.
Die we go deeper. Yeah.
I probe deeper.
Yes.
Now she
So now you do a wisdom saving throw. So roll a d20 and add your wisdom modifier.
So then this is a D20.
Yep.
Yep.
15.
I think she's gonna pass it.
Oops, I dropped it.
What does she have to beat?
I think it's just like a wisdom
Oh,
check.
I have it here. It's a
Oh,
wisdom.
nothing too much. Only 35.
I don't see where the
102.
wisdom.
Yeah, she's gonna be.
That's the second paragraph.
You initially learn wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving.
If it
Oh, so
fails,
8
push.
you gain insight into its reasoning. So it has to beat your spell. I think it has to beat
Oh, it's
your
a saving
spell
throw of wisdom 14.
of
So
wisdom
she beat it?
14. So she beat it.
Dang.
So all you get is a glimpse. She's She's suspicious of something, but she herself doesn't know who it is.
Okay. And
At
we're
this point,
supposed to,
I'm
That's the
convinced that like she's trustworthy then, but
But yeah,
we can't like we just have to continue along.
June, you feel like taking on some bandits with us?
Yes.
Wanted. That's a great.
Yeah,
Wanted.
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 I said it was in broken English.
It's a wanted poster.
I would love to. I've been
Fantastic.
wanting to fight this whole time.
All right.
all right.
And also, you nobody has shown any empathy for her fallen compatriots.
Oh,
You
wait.
lost-
God, yeah.
You lost two of the two people that you were traveling with were killed in the attack.
I missed that.
Well, she didn't feel any empathy for him, so
Yeah, I
She
guess not.
didn't. She missed it also. But I
so why
Do
would we?
goblins feel
Fair enough.
empathy?
do orcs.
She's a goblin.
I know.
Oh,
You're an orc.
Barbarian? Do barbarians?
Oh, I'm half orc, buddy.
You're fair enough. It was your human side that was so
Yes.
He
empathetic
doesn't.
in
He
the
doesn't
beginning.
have that half of the orc in him.
Oh, should I go over here for a moment of silence?
So no, just at the
moved
and you missed. I think you missed when I was doing the recap when the dust settled. There were 3 dead bandits, and the two people that you were traveling with they died saving you.
Okay, that's adorable. So I am taking a moment of silence just over here.
And so
Detect
yes.
thoughts.
I was waiting for a roll for a
Just be
blank
like
check.
completely intrusive.
Roll for a charisma check.
Just continuously detecting
Yeah.
thoughts.
He has
So-
no faith.
Sneezes.
Mhm.
Detect thoughts.
What was she sneezing about?
The whole time as we're traveling, just side eye, just like,
Yeah. What do you think?
I don't
What do you
believe you.
think?
All right. So what is your plan?
I
I
think,
think
we're.
it's time to. Are we moving just down the trail
I
with
think
the?
we're riding
group?
along with the group
After we
until
all
we
regrouped?
get closer to a straight shot to the D. So rather than do a out of the way and back again, but I still think it might be a good idea for us to get prepped for it. So anything we need to gather or go out and find for
Oh yeah, I wanted
for
to talk to Seraphim.
your sleepy steak.
Yeah. I go over to Seraphim and I ask her if she's familiar with any sleeping potion reagents.
She kind of stammers and stutters, and she's like, I don't have any inventory. You'd probably be better off speaking with. And she's looking up and down the wagons. Wagons are starting to get going. It's moved on in the morning, and the convoy is moving again. And she points you in the direction of, and I think you've met him already, Snammywick Greenleaf.
Okay, yeah.
So Snammywick has Snammywick Greenleaf's plants and herbs. He's got a wagon that is stocked. And so
What was the name? What was the name of the person you talked to?
Seraphim?
Was that young human
Oh,
woman or
young
whatever?
Human female.
Yes, I believe so, maybe.
young human female. All right. So you make your way a couple of wagons down, and you find Snammywick, who is just a little halfling. I think he was a halfling. But
He is
Snammywick-
now.
Yeah, he is now. So you find Snammywick, who's on his wagon, moving his single horse wagon, and you ask him the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You ask him if he's got any sleep-inducing plants or herbs. He says yes, he does, and asks you to take the reins and keep his horse moving while he jumps through a little hole in the wagon and dives back into his inventory. You hear clanking and shuffling around, different like lids being pulled off of stuff. And I don't know. Let's see if.
Yeah, I was trying to look up sleeping
Yeah, I am too.
potion.
We'll say you find something called. I was gonna call it Valtrax, but I was going with like Valerian root and something Valerian root, and then Valtrax popped into my head. And I'm like, nope, we're not going with that one. Nobody
Not
needs
a
to get rid of
sponsor.
herpes.
Not a sponsor.
What'd you say?
Not a sponsor.
Not right. And so yes, he comes back and he's got a like a almost like a crushed. It looks like it's been several leaves have been put into like a pestle and mortar and ground up and put in this bag. So it's almost like it's liquidy. It looks like a fresh herb that's been ground up, and you can still see the liquid and stuff in it.
Okay.
And he's like, yeah, that'll be 5 gold.
Pay up.
I don't have much of this.
Does it smell appetizing?
Oh yeah.
It smells herby.
Okay, that'll
yeah,
work.
it's
That'll
not
work.
gonna. Yep, it's not oregano.
Okay,
but
but
it's not something sour smelling either.
Okay.
Sounds like it's also liquid enough, like it could be mixed with something else though too, if needed.
Oh, and then soak up. The
Yes,
liquid.
like you could
Okay.
put it on
Cut
like a steak or something. Be like,
Yeah. So now we need to cut a meat.
Mm-hmm. Go back to
Adeline.
Adeline,
Yep.
and I give her the stuff, and I'd be like, if you could infuse this in a giant flake of.
I would
How much
also
you looking
say,
for?
I would also say it doesn't need to be a premium cut. If you give us,
Lips and assholes.
yes, yeah, it needs to be big enough to do what we want, but it doesn't necessarily have to be
Oh, this
like
asshole made
the
me
best
sleepy.
cut of meat. It tends to, but it doesn't necessarily need to be like the best cut of meat because that
Oh,
she
yeah.
actually needs to feed to the party.
Yeah. So I was just thinking about like a ham hock or something like that. Just
Okay.
a big old chunk. Be like as much as you can infuse with this, and I guess still be potent at the same time too.
Now, do we wait on this?
I
'Cause
imagine we
we're-
might have to wait.
Because
Like,
we're still a ways away, so let's keep this not. Let's tell her we're going to need a chunk of meat as we get further along, because go with the plan.
mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it.
All
I
right.
just give her the stuff, and we'll pick it up whenever we
Okay.
feel like we're gonna head out.
So it's
we're
all
gonna-
right
we're
if you
gonna-
just, I mean,
we're gonna
this
use
is
it
all.
as
done-
with everybody.
So would it be better if this was? Do you want it mixed on? I mean, do you want it like pressed onto a raw cut, or do you want me to like cut up the trimmings or whatever and kind of mix it in and make it look kind of like it's almost like ground oryx or?
I guess, can you marinate some like cured steaks or something like that? What would be the most appetizing?
Either that or like you would do it where you slit into the meat and you
Oh yeah.
insert the herb.
Yeah, let's do that.
No offense to the beautiful loonspin, but there's a recipe from my clan
Boiled
that's
pepper?
called panther meat, and it's just raw oryx. That is, I grew up with a butcher's son
Watch it,
who
Hellcat.
made something called tiger's meat.
Right, tiger.
You say
Yeah,
pick your
tiger-
words.
and-
Pick your words.
Right, and so they call it panther meat, and it's raw oryx that's all chopped up really fine, and then mixed with onions and garlic and different herbs and stuff. I could make something that would pass out of like the trimmings.
Yeah, that
Okay.
sounds good.
All right.
Lips and ass.
I do have a question randomly.
Okay.
And I feel like I know the answer, so this is a dumb question. But like, it's not going to attract loonspin by accident, is it?
So no, it will not
I can,
attract
okay,
loose
I can
feedbacks.
tell her to just chill.
Okay, just making sure.
Nope,
I don't
that-
want to have like an accidental like, oh, like
Sleepy
you
cat.
guys cooked this thing up, and all of a sudden you have a cat that's not doing anything.
You're right.
I want to, make sure that we're prepared.
Right. Nope. This won't. I mean, she won't be attracted to this, and Jonyoo will be able to keep her at bay for this.
There we go.
In them, also, I think we should spread word throughout the caravan that we're planning on doing this, so anyone who wants to come down
Go get
and
some more
kick
recruits.
some ass with us, then if anyone else is a fighter or whatever, get them along with. If we got a couple people that want to go contribute.
Not using the skill, but because the skill I have is called Bardic Inspiration. However, I am going to use my Bard skills to do that.
Okay.
To go ahead and to be like, hey, like
Promise you write a song about
we're gonna.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Oh, I've got one prepared. I can do it off the top of
it.
my
Just
head.
insert their name in design.
Yeah.
So
I've
roll
got it
a
figured out.
roll a charisma check.
Okay, well, hold on. Let me get my things back up here.
Actually, performance check. Uh-oh. Did you spill your beer all over?
No, he spilled my water.
that's okay.
What'd you say? Performance check.
Performance check.
Ooh, okay. Come on, baby. Big money, big money. 12 plus 9.
Oh,
Wow. So yeah, your voice carries, and you've got the drum, and you are beating the drums of war as you.
I'm doing the Mad Max thing.
You're doing the Mad Max
Doing
thing
Mad
as
Max.
you walk up, as you kind of meander up like between the wagons.
Yep.
Um,
Exactly.
You're not really drawing anybody's attention, but people. Well, now nobody's really coming out, but you are definitely. They're noticing you,
making it
and-
known.
right.
What's going on?
And
Is your character?
people are
Yeah.
starting to notice you. Are you traveling with everybody, or are you doing this solo?
The idea was I'm
Shit,
with
you got
everybody,
charisma
but
plus
I'm
6.
announcing as I'm going through.
I think we
Okay.
should get this guy's help
Our
as well
group.
too. He's got +6 charisma, so you could be like drum rolling him into an
Can I-
ending speech and be like,
Can I
"Here
do
you-"
that?
People know me.
Can I do that now though? After,
Okay.
after the roll?
Do what? Yeah.
Can I do that now? Okay. Well then.
You're very charismatic. That was a good
Okay,
roll. So
well then-
it's a good performance.
Then I.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I'd like to go with as well and flaunt my
You got comment.
status as a gladiator hero as well. That I'm out doing this too. You know, you want to join up with me? Let's do this thing. So
And so people know who Hurey is.
that's right, they do.
And they
So I
recognize
guess
you as Rasiel,
I'm bringing in the group. Yeah, the alcoholic bard. What's up?
the alcoholic bard, the womanizer.
So I am bringing up at least these two.
Hell yeah.
So
Are we bringing more
We're
people
gathering
It's kind of a
people.
to the
recruiting.
group?
Yeah,
We're
sort of a
recruiting.
recruiting.
Okay.
recruiting them.
Who wants
Yep.
to come help us kill some bandits?
Protect the caravan.
Protect
Right.
the
I was
caravan.
gonna say we gotta get you involved a little more. So
Yeah.
All right, so you've got. I mean, there's not a whole lot of people. I mean, there's just a lot of travelers going on here, but there are some fighters in the group. You get like three or four different people come out, and they're kind of bigger. And one of them walks up to Hurey and more or less challenges you to wants to see if you live up to the name.
Wow.
And,
Bold moves.
Lifts up his loincloth.
and basically says if you can take me down, I'll be glad to
I got
to travel
5
with you.
silver on the challenger.
I don't even know what the challenger is yet.
Well, I don't care.
Right.
I got 5 silver.
Fair enough.
Doesn't matter.
Do you need a?
I have
what is
questions
it?
for you when we're done.
What's that?
What kind of character is it?
We are going to find out. Let's see who are you going to battle here? So the caravan in front of you, the caravan keeps going, and let's see who.
Well, I earned 8 silver last time. I'll put 8 on the challenger.
8 silver?
Yeah. Do we need to?
You're
move
betting
the
against
board around?
Hurey?
Yeah, just to keep him inspired, you know. We have that kind of relationship.
Hey, fuck you, bro.
I guess.
Just to piss him off, you know.
I mean,
Like,
it's not the fire bolts behind you.
no, that was pretty awesome.
Let's see here. So we've got this one might be interesting. So this is let's see how this goes.
What is he like? What kind of race?
He is an elf. But let's see here. That'll work.
In
And
case
so
we
you-
need- in case we need to get into some combat.
Right. And so we've got wagons that are moving on. So we've got wagons. We can get wagons out here. Whoops. Put wagons on the road, and we will have the fighting pit be up there on that flat next to Jonyoo. Yep. And so wagons are moving,
Who's this?
Me.
and a crowd starts to
Then we won't be
gather.
around.
Maybe some of the wagons stop. One
I
or
want
two wagons
front row
stop.
for this shit.
Is this you?
Yep, that's Ekrub.
That's how bad,
Oh,
And so.
I think.
So this elf walks up and he's like, "All right." So he's like, "How do you want to do this?
Seal
How do you want to start this?"
I think that's Hurey.
Oh, hold on. Before
deal?
he even
Yeah.
rolls. Bardic inspiration.
Bardic inspiration. So that's a +8 to whatever, is it?
Holy shit.
1d8, yes.
1d8.
So do you roll that or do I?
I think I do on my attacks, but not damage, right?
Wait, so what's that?
The Bardic inspiration.
Yep.
Yep.
What about it?
I add the 1d8 to my attacks, but not damage.
Correct. Yep.
But
Okay.
wait a second.
Oh, so
Like, technically, the guy that's challenging him is part of the caravan that we're all with. Wouldn't
Yep.
inspire him to?
Does he hear it? Is it
He's not an
anyone
enemy.
with it?
He's not an enemy.
He's
They're just fighting.
challenging to.
But is
That
it
That is an
his part?
excellent.
Yeah, you could really dig your
No,
tunes
it
as well.
affects all of us. Our group.
Anybody
At least
who
it
can
did in
hear
the
it.
last
He's
battle.
not part of your group yet, but that is an excellent
Well, I meant
call.
like, I assumed it would be like,
Well, his song could be how much a dick the elf
it's
is.
not an enemy.
you know.
He's
he's not in the party yet.
And you're right. He's not an enemy. I mean, this is not a
I got
fight
8
to the
silver on
death.
this shit. I don't.
I mean-
like unfair advantage.
Well, what does what does it say in
So
the,
here's
in the
here's
description?
here's the description. As a bonus action, a creature other than yourself within 60 feet that can hear you gains an inspiration die. For 10 minutes, the creature can add it to one ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. This can be added after seeing the roll, but before knowing the outcome. But when we did it last time, we did it in the sense of the party.
Right.
Yeah,
But
that
this
But
says
it's
pretty
only
much
supposed to be a
anybody.
single creature.
It just says a creature other than
Oh.
yourself within 60 feet.
A creature. So we
you
broke the
can
rule last
direct
time.
it towards.
So
Oh.
it is directed towards one person. Okay.
So you directed.
No, I was gonna say I used 3 last time. I think
you
we
just spread them out.
spread them out
Yeah.
within like immediately.
Oh, gotcha. So you're only using one now.
Yes. So I'm
Gotcha.
using. Oh yeah, there we go. A creature. So I'm using it for him.
Gotcha. Okay. So you
There,
beat
so
your
that's
drums
the
of
limit.
war for Hurey, and
I did not.
this elf looks over at you and does a little magic and does that in your direction, says a little incantation under his breath. Roll a wisdom saving throw.
D20.
Yes, D20 and add your wisdom modifier.
It's my wisdom check.
So this is before you before you complete your bardic inspiration.
Okay. 8. Ooh, not good. +1, so 9.
All right. You turn into a frog. So you do not get your bardic
This sucks.
inspiration.
Ribbit! I did check it though, so I is that how that works? So I tried to use it, and so I failed.
And
I
so
used,
it's
I
used, yep.
used it. Okay.
So you've used one. And
Okay,
so
I did use
and now he looks at you and says, "Are we going to keep this straight?"
Hey, what he does, he does. I'm
Ribbit
ready.
drum. Ribbit drum.
So you all have a friend group? Like a posse?
No,
What is
no, well, he's not traveling alone.
Anybody taking bets in the audience?
No, nobody taking bets.
All right, you know what though? Ribbits have.
He's
a
just testing your
ribbits. Frogs have a rhythm, so as a frog, I want to just jump on my drum
Nice.
for no other reason.
For no other reason.
just to do it.
Perfect.
Maybe it'll help him out.
All right, there you
So-
go. All right, so he
wait,
starts
tell me to
circling around and waiting for you. Let's see if you are who you say you are.
Okay. I guess I will start by coming at him with a battle axe attack.
fair.
I mean, would he need initiative, or he's just waiting for me to come at him?
He's just kind of waiting for you to come at him, and when you do start coming at him, he casts chill touch on you, and so that is a ranged spell attack, +7 to hit.
Well, that's no fair.
I was just about to say, isn't he pulling tricks?
He's starting the attack, and
He
so
turned me into a frog, so
He hasn't attacked
the
yet.
battle is starting. He's coming at him, and so
But he hasn't
Okay.
actually attacked
Yeah,
yet.
that was his turn.
Can I ask a tabletop question? I mean, technically, this guy's like potentially our friend, right?
Yes.
Shouldn't you guys be doing like fist fighting, not axe?
Well, the last time when we had a
the
pit
arena
fight,
battle, yeah.
it was kind of understanding you're not gonna kill the person. You're just doing damage to them. You're
Gotcha.
Right.
like using the back side
Sure,
of the axe
right.
kind of thing.
broadside of the axe, maybe.
Okay.
Breaking a nose.
So he casts Chill Touch, which is ranged spell attack +7 to hit, which I don't think he's going to hit. He's got 13.
Nope.
13 to hit. The Chill Touch, the you feel the cold come past you, and you keep your charge going.
All right.
What you get for cheating?
I'm coming at him then,
Whose side
and
do
I'm
you
swinging. I guess two-handed. I'm not gonna slash at him, like we said, kind of broadside to the face is what we're going for here. So
But it's still the damage.
23 to hit.
23 is going to hit.
Oh shit.
I think he broke his fucking neck.
He's dead now.
15 damage.
15 damage. All right. So he takes 15 damage, and he gives out a bit of a grunt.
A bit. This guy's got like 400 health points.
That's what I'm yelling.
We're just here for
No,
hours.
He's some 300-year-old elf.
We're
Right.
just here for 4 hours.
He kind of looks like Wes Bentley. I think that's his name. I don't have him. I wasn't planning on using him, so I don't have a card up for him. But he looks kind of like Wes Bentley, the elf, and he's smoking a cigarette. He's kind of a fancy. He's kind of a
Fur
fancy
coat and
pants,
No trousers. This one.
right? And so he's gonna cast Chill Touch again. Only this time he's just going to reach out since you're close enough for him to lay hands, and that is going to be 18 to hit.
That will hit.
And so he is going to do 6d8. Ooh, I'm just
What?
That's gold.
6
Ice cold.
D8.
6d8. I need to roll that somehow.
Hurry's
What?
Hurry's dead.
What?
There's my 8.
6D.
What? He's freezing, like a freezing touch?
Chill touch is necrotic. And so let's go.
Isn't that illegal?
It's chronic.
I'm a little shocked by this 6D8.
Yeah,
What is this? Some sort of.
That's pretty. That's like
Does 30 points of
Is he some sort of wizard?
30 points of damage.
That's actually better than I thought it was.
I'm jingling my 8 silver in my hand. Yeah, boy.
right.
Don't kill him though. He's my friend. Just
Okay.
freeze his balls off.
I'm gonna cast my net on him.
Okay.
13 to hit.
13 to hit. 13 is going to miss. The net just whiffs right by. He's going to reach out and grab you by the face and push you back with another chill touch. Ooh, that's going to hit. So that's another 6d8.
Damn, Gina.
I guess you're getting your winnings.
I will use it to make you a nice tombstone.
Thank you.
He's like
on the
level
trail.
fucking 50.
Yeah. Well, we're talking knocked unconscious, so I'm not gonna have to do like a death saving throw or anything, right? Like this is just a.
Right,
okay.
so this is 26 points of...
I'm knocked prone.
All right.
You faced him.
So he...
Now, to be fair here, when we're talking gladiators fighting, they're not doing chill touch to
Correct.
each other.
They're not.
Should have asked him before you agreed to fight him.
So
Oh, yeah,
he
you should have restricted
picks you
his
up and
magic
says, I
powers.
think if you would have gotten that hit off, that second hit, you might have done me in. But he helps you up and says, my name is Trislin Dulthritis.
Nice to meet you. It's
Trisselin.
rare that I'm bested. I'm impressed.
What level?
I've been around a while.
I can tell. Freaking.
And so-
8D.
Trislin's last name, what was it?
Dulthedris. D-A-L-T-H-E-D-R-A-S.
D-A what?
D-A-L-T-H-E-D-R-A-S.
I was gonna say Tristan.
Trislin. T-R-I-S-L-Y-N-N.
That's an insane spell.
I always, I never like being beat, but I always like learning new tricks, and I'll be on the lookout for chill touch next time.
As he says, he's been around for a while.
What we're not gonna ask
Ribbit.
But yeah, while we're at it, would you mind turning my buddy back into a human? He's I wouldn't say he's my bard, but you know he follows me.
Fucking
And,
rude.
no, like you know, how bard follows.
Sorry,
the person
Ribbit
and
fucking
sings them,
rude,
sorry.
Ribbit.
He's my buddy. He kind of follows me and sings songs, and I'd like him back as a human if it's not too much to ask.
That's not too much to ask at all. And he does a little
Okay.
incantation, does his somatic thing, and you turn
Half
back
angry,
into a...
half angry Ribbit.
Sorry.
I got in my notes
He's
here.
like, "Fuck you, roll."
Trislin whooped Hurey's ass badly. Just for notes.
Thanks.
Just for
Yeah,
notes.
so I can bring it up later.
I
Oh, I
honestly
did the
didn't
other
think
side
he
of
was
that.
going to whoop your ass that bad.
That was
Are you kidding me?
Quick.
With 6d8?
Yeah.
Right?
No shit.
You need to put on some trousers to protect you from that cold. but-
well, and the problem, like, okay, like table talk. Even like if I would have like raged or something, it's only for physical damage. Like
Oh, right.
that wouldn't have been half damage.
Hmm.
Because I
So-
thought about should I turn my rage on, but since he's chill touching, it's not gonna.
This fight was to have him join
I
a group
think,
though.
yeah, but
He considers you good enough. It was kind of just to show off his skill.
I did
So we're
catch
not
him
gonna-
once in the face. Pretty good.
We're not gonna question him. You
So-
just gonna accept him.
Oh, he seems cool.
Seems cool.
He's a dude.
Ribbit.
So,
why would we question
while you're standing
Like, what the
there,
heck?
Casual.
while you're
What's wrong with
standing
you?
there,
You don't trust anybody?
Like I said,
um,
Ribbit. So
Trislин's
Sure, keep it together.
wife walks
I know,
up with
but
their
Ribbit.
daughter and says, "Are you done fucking around yet?"
Okay.
And so he's traveling with his family.
Oh, that makes him good, I guess.
Well, your skills would definitely be helpful in taking on some bandits, sir.
But he's traveling with his family?
He's traveling with his family.
He'd leave them,
Oh.
he'd leave them there.
Yes, he would.
Oh, okay.
He's not gonna bring his young
No,
daughter.
I was more concerned, like, if his
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 mother's
wife
alive.
might. His wife would
That's-
potentially go along, but
that
she's
was-
gonna stay back with.
No, my concern was, is he
Don't die.
such a strict family man that's like, my family's above all else.
Also, he wouldn't leave them.
So he
would
wouldn't
help
leave.
us.
Gotcha.
Exactly. I'm
No,
very concerned.
not necessarily. He's looking for a bit of a cure some of this boredom while traveling.
Obviously, he's got Arnold Schwarzenegger arms, so we're good to go. So
He's got the chill touch, man.
Well, I don't know if you've heard of me, but you would be traveling with Ekrub. So.
Ekrub. I do recognize the name.
Yes.
Are you of East Shore?
Oh, of course, yes.
Of course, yes.
Ekrub of Eastshore.
Kind of big.
Do you know? I can't say.
Do it. Say it. Say it.
Do you know a man named Mike Oxmall?
Mike Oxball? You talking about my brother there?
Excellent.
How the hell do you know Mike?
I have heard him. I think that's why I know your name. I heard mention of him traveling with a company down towards Westport not too long ago.
Really?
Yes.
what's Mike up
He's
to these days?
he raved about his brother Ekrub.
Oh. Of
What is-
course he did.
Of course he did.
What
I
is
mean,
Mike
why
up
wouldn't
to
he?
these days?
And so yes, Trislan does his thing. He sees his wife and daughter back to their wagon, and he just says, "All right, when you guys are ready to take off, let me know."
Sweet.
That's more to the posse.
And so yeah, we will call you. You've gained one ally from your singing, but others did take notice, and they would be willing to back you in a fight. But not a lot of them are really wanting to venture outside the safety of the convoy and
Just wanna go
outside
out
of
by
the
himself.
pack.
Is that something, and this might be table talk, I don't know. Is that something that we can
Can we
use
cast that as like a level 5 spell?
in the future, as in like,
So
as we
probably
travel
gonna be
along, like,
4 or 5 times?
like
People will rally
I've
to your aid.
inspired people,
The higher the
so
level,
it's like
the
there's a
less
chance, like as we move along, like
But I
we
guess
can
maybe
still
it's like,
do
what,
something like that
15 or something like that?
to
These
bring them
overall
on the party.
Sure.
Okay.
People are going to back you up when
To get 6.
if something happens at the convoy.
That's insane.
Depending on what Fina's ruling is, or depending on what the action is, if there is a threat, people will back you up at this point. Your name is starting to travel, and your performance did not hurt that at all.
Okay, so we have people that when it comes to around the convoy, that will, like if all of a sudden a fight of 20 bandits breaks out, we've got a bunch of people that will help us, but they don't want to leave.
Right.
So
It
if
would
it's
be
if it's
kinda
within
like-
if it's within the trail or the map area here, we're good.
Maybe this was the kids' table. Maybe this wasn't the adults' table, and it was before you were here. So there was a battle at the Wheeled City where there were several groups of gnolls attacking different gates,
Okay,
and people from the Wheeled City came out and helped the party. It would be a very something similar. So I mean, if the bandits did attack, then yes, there would be people that would come out and help defend.
does that stay permanently, or is that just the session?
It stays. I mean, you are
So we
you are
essentially
on
have-
day 2, almost approaching day 3 of this, and people are already starting to know your name further up.
So we essentially have not immunity, but we have a group of people that's like they know who we are. All of a sudden something happens, we say, fighters attack. Within the realm of within the convoy.
Sure, yes.
We have people that are on our side. Cool.
Yes.
So we have a army, if you will, but they don't want to leave.
It's defense, more or less.
There you
It's- People will rally to your cause if as long as
In the sake of defense.
In the sake of defense, yes. They're not going to let you die, but they're not going to travel with you on your
That's fine. That's fine.
outside
Good to know.
the safety of the wolves.
That is good to know.
What did I miss? Did you kill anything?
Didn't kill anything. You Hurry got his ass whooped.
No,
I don't know if you saw that.
I saw that.
Oh,
I
okay.
saw that.
I didn't know if you wanted to talk about that
I
again.
made some money on that.
Now, how much did you make on that?
Oh,
8 silver.
From
Nice.
somebody, I don't know who I got
Right.
it from, but.
They gave it.
I think the key thing that we took from it was that we now have a group of people in the caravan within basically the path. If all of a sudden we start getting attacked, we essentially have a rallying cry to be like, help us. So we have a lot of people that they might not leave with us if we take off on a path, but we have a group of people that will help defend us.
Yes.
Which is a big deal.
It is kind of a big deal.
Okay, so what are we doing then now?
So at this point, if you are not going to leave the convoy now and search for the bandits at this point, you just travel along the rest of the day. When it comes time for dinner, you're still traveling and on horseback. The convoy is going to travel late into the night, and so roughly sunset, sundown, you ride up towards Adeline's cart and looking for dinner, and you notice that she almost has a ride-up window. And so you guys gallop up next to her, next to the window, and she's got a little window there that she can serve you from the drive up. So you eat while you're walking, or while you're galloping along, or not galloping, just kind of trotting along the convoy. And I think this is if there's anything you want to do now, go ahead and work that out. But I think at this point, if you're not ready to leave the convoy at this point, it's probably a pretty good spot to call the session and wrap up. Otherwise, we might be here for another 3 hours.
Yeah.
And you said it was probably at least like a week until we get to the point where we could head south and actually look for.
You assumed that.
We assumed that. Oh, okay.
So we could leave right now.
Has it been assumed that we just like been moving along slowly this whole time while we've been doing all this?
So I think you move maybe 50 miles a day if you're on horseback.
Okay.
And so I would say anywhere between 40 and 50 miles you have traveled throughout the course of the day. Because I think you can travel 30 miles on foot a day. And so I figure you travel a little bit further than that. And that seems like a lot, but I think that's what it was. And I might be way off on that. I'll double check that. But I think you on average will travel between 30 and 50. 18 by foot?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe you're traveling anywhere from 30 to 40 by wagon then.
Okay.
Because if you break down like the hex, it's
okay.
It's like 1 hex equals about 6 miles,
Yep.
and they say you can move about 3 hexes a day.
Okay, so that's about on foot.
Yeah, on foot.
At a normal pace.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that would make sense then. You're not moving at a swift pace in the convoy, but you're not moving slowly either. And so we'll say you move on average between 30 and 40 miles a day. So it's been about 40 miles-ish.
Also, like, this is kind of table talk, I guess, but like, as things break down, does the caravan stop for them? Like, if we would have not been able to fix Hadapat's wagon, are they waiting for him to catch up? Or are they like, see you at the next stop because we're chugging along?
I guess they have camp every night, you know, they just have to.
But then it's up to you to,
catch
is it up
up.
to you to catch back up to them? Or are they gonna like put the whole damn thing on pause because wagon breaks down?
They're not going to Fina's not going to stop the whole wagon train or the whole convoy, but she's not going to let you stranded out there either.
Okay.
So Thrain would dispatch a couple of guards to go hang out back there with you.
So they'd let you catch up.
And it wasn't Hadapat's wagon that broke down.
Oh, it wasn't?
It was Seraphai's.
Oh, Hadapat was there trying to fix
Hadapat
it.
was the one fixing it.
Oh, okay.
It was Seraphai Swiftfoot.
Okay.
I think that was right. Seraphai Swiftfoot's.
Something like that.
That's got to be young human woman. That's gotta be
I think that was Young Human Woman. Did you just kick it?
Did I?
I didn't do it.
Oh, okay.
Something,
Then it was Zach.
something
It might have been
wiggled
me.
it.
What did I?
My foot's farther away.
All right. Kick to the tripod.
The DM cam got a little wiggle.
Yeah. It's all right. We'll get it fixed. We're
Just don't
Newbs.
tap it again.
squishing my.
I guess
I'm
while we're just
squishing your head.
chilling out,
Squishing your head.
I want to go over to Gimli, the guy with the mechanical wagon,
Okay.
and I ask him for, I would like to fill out my decoy wagon with some more bric-a-brac, just to make it a little bit more realistic. Like, I ask him for like any more broken tools that he has and stuff like that.
She's got broken tools. He's got some slag laying around. He gives you some boxes of junk that'll jingle and jangle in there.
All free?
Yeah, he's actually happy to get rid of it. He doesn't. It's not good for smelting down and using anymore. And so yeah, you can have all of that. It's probably 15 to 20 pounds of just slag metal in some boxes.
And with Thorgrim Ironhelm, was he an armory as well too, as well as a historian?
No, he's just a historian.
Was there an armorer?
I think that was. Isn't that what Gimli? I
Yeah.
think Gimli's the armorer.
Because we asked him about weapons.
Oh,
and he said
yeah.
He's not. He makes.
Yeah, and he like broke a piece of armor or two or something like that. I guess they don't have to be too crappy, but yeah, just random stuff.
He gives you a couple boxes of just random stuff.
Yeah.
You've got some stuff that'll clank around in there and add some weight. And
I also take the wanted poster, and I'm also a forgery master.
didn't you give the wanted poster to June?
Oh, that was merely a copy.
That's why he said he's a forgery master.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I guess I could make my own as well too. As long as I see it, I can replicate it,
Okay.
and I just like write deceased or target captured on it.
Circle with a line.
Yeah,
through it.
yeah. And I put that in the back of the decoy wagon.
We still have the actual
Yeah.
poster though. We need to do something with it. It's very convenient that June is gone. So
Is there a woodworker around who could frame this for us so we could mount it to a wagon?
There definitely is a word worker around, but I don't know where they are at this
Okay.
time. They're a mid-level wagoner. And
So we're gonna pull the plan together when we start it, or because
I think I
someone's
could just like flank the convoy to the south, like just ran along them, and then if I have other people looking out as well too, then I mean, as soon as we make the drop off, then we can always kind of
Well,
schedule the.
and we'll have to quietly
Intercept.
and secretly follow them back to their camp.
That's true as well too.
That I think would be the hardest part. We can't if we just let them
Well,
take
we
it
got
and they
a
all fall
tracker as
asleep.
well.
Yeah, but someone needs to follow them back.
We could plant a magical item on there, and I can maybe detect magic and shit like that.
Is there anyone in the convoy who happens to be traveling with magical items that they might want to sell, or perhaps that we could borrow?
you're asking this to who?
Oh shit!
Had a pat.
Hadapat.
Hadapat?
He's not even around. He's over here.
Right.
All
we're
around him.
screaming.
Pat! Sup?
He seems to be our in between here. So
Hadapat tells you there's vendors of all kinds. He doesn't know exactly the nature, who might have magical items of any kind.
but he doesn't.
He doesn't know who, and he doesn't know what magical items they would be, but he's sure there's some somewhere in the convoy. He doesn't keep an inventory of.
What are we trying to do?
Something we can plant on the wagon is a
Well-
good way to track it.
Why are we tracking it?
This might not be fair. I have heard of a thing called a horn, which can be blown, and only the people in your party can hear it. Perhaps something like that could alert us
Oh, like
if
a dog whistle?
Jonyoo gets ahead, and he could let us know when or if he sees the.
So why is this not fair, and
So you
where
want
is
me-
the horn?
Well, I'm
Do you
wondering.
have the
I'm
horn on
wondering
your
if it's such a
horn?
thing we could acquire.
Oh,
if someone
gotcha.
in the caravan has such an item,
Gotcha.
Why are we looking for it?
Why are we looking for it?
because you could alarm us without Okay.
What?
Why are we looking for it?
Because you could let us know to come and help you without
what?
alerting
For what?
the bandits. If you scout ahead,
Yeah.
isn't that what we were talking about?
No,
you
she's
scouting ahead.
asking a question.
Oh.
You just gotta speak up.
She was.
I was.
Yeah.
Oh.
So what is happening?
So I would like to set up a decoy wagon
Okay.
and ride
Okay.
on the offskirts of the caravan,
Okay.
load it up with just a bunch of junk and some sleepy
And that's
meats.
what we're trying to track.
As soon as they grab the sleepy meats wagon and take it back to their encampment, then we're going to try and.
That's what we're trying to track.
I guess so.
Okay.
I guess we haven't
So
really
we're not
set up.
trying to track the caravan itself. We're trying to track the cart.
Yeah. As
If-
soon as if we.
Provided they steal it.
Yeah, in the first place,
they're
if that
bandits,
plan
they
works out.
Could we
Yeah.
ask what's the TH name? To borrow one of his dire wolves
Oh.
to stay with the cart
That do the
at a
smell.
distance. Yeah.
And
alert-
Is he still around?
Newbs raises her paw. A dickhead punched me in the face.
Well, it doesn't have to be Grizzle.
I know.
Grizzlepaw.
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 Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. That's a good
Are
point.
any
She
of
has
the
detect scent and stuff like that.
What?
Yeah, what does?
That's
The
good.
panther.
I don't
Good.
know.
Loonspin could probably do that as
I mean,
well.
theoretically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't need no
So she'd be
dire wolf.
Loonspin would be the tracker beacon.
Right.
Where we say like, oh, like, you know, smell this. And then once it
We
gets
have
stolen,
Loonspin.
then we know where we have to go.
I said,
As
don't
long
need
as
no
we put
fucking
like
wolf.
a
We have loons, we
notifiable
have loons.
object on there too, I can locate object within 1,000 feet, so that can even get us a little bit closer as well too.
Couldn't you just like stealthily check out the cart and then follow it yourself
That's part of it too. Yeah.
as a group?
So
Yeah, this just went all over the place.
Yeah.
right.
I haven't really set out on this mission yet. I'm just kind of
So-
gathering
so, okay,
supplies.
As the DM, I'm not saying this, but if I was a player, I would say, how does your eyeball thing work?
Yeah.
Are you unconscious at that time? Because to me, that seems like a perfect way to track something.
Yeah. As long as it's not over.
I don't know how long it. I don't know how long it lasts.
If only one of us had a broomstick or something too.
Doesn't anymore.
You did?
So I think
Son of a bitch.
let's
I thought it was broken.
let's have Loonspin track the scent. She can kind of follow because we're in a plains area, right?
Yep.
She can go through the grass and kind of be stealthy about tracking it.
So
And then-
could she sniff one of the dead bandits and memorize that scent?
Fuck yeah, she can.
The bandits are taken away.
We all know cat's sense of smell is amazing.
Are they gone?
Can't
We've
see
moved
food in
on
front
from
of
the
their
dead
face,
bandits.
You're
Alright.
several
She's a
miles
panther.
away from them at this
All
point.
right. So that
which is just a big
Well,
cat.
Because
But I
they
feel
were
like-
buried, or
I
they
feel
were
like
taken
with-
away
with
the
your
night
herb,
before, and then
Yeah.
left.
We'd be able to save just enough, even if it's just like a finger swipe type of thing. Like, oh, like we have something somewhere where it's like, oh, you need to find this.
Oh wait, I got keen smell. Shit.
There you go.
Panther has
So
advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on smell.
So do you
So
remember
we
what the
take-
bandit smelled like?
Huh?
So we take
Oh, they smell
just
like shit.
just a scotch of that thing that you made up earlier, and you
Ass
say
They smell like losers.
and you say find this.
Yeah.
And then we know, like once that cart gets stolen, we're not gonna know where it goes exactly, sure, but then
We'll have a scent trail.
we have an idea, and then she'll be like, oh, we've got. I assume how the game works is that it's gonna be like it's in this area. Then you use that.
So you
Whatever
also
your
have
power
to assume
was.
that I know how to interpret a cat's facial expressions, which is impossible.
I've got faith.
She's like, "Meow."
You don't?
She's like,
Meow, meow.
and looking at me, and I'm like, does that mean you want to like sleep, or
Yeah.
you
And then she
eat,
licks her
or
butt.
do you take a shit? Or... She doesn't talk to me.
We can even
I got
have
faith.
As far as I know, we do not have like a telepathic connection where I can understand what she wants to tell me. It's all interpretation. But it doesn't say that I can't interpret that she wants us to follow her. Or it doesn't say that I can't interpret her
I like to
No,
keep
it
both.
doesn't.
facial expressions.
Right.
I don't know.
Yes, as
Sure,
expressive.
let's assume we can.
Okay,
We're
cats
tight.
always
We're
look
like
like they
this.
don't care.
I sleep on her.
Yeah.
I don't really sleep, but like I
Right.
lay on her.
Right? When you're resting.
Yeah, I'm resting.
Think about it from the owner's perspective. All of a sudden, your cat runs off. You know, from like the house perspective, it's like, oh, if your cat runs out of the house, gotta go catch it.
I don't know why you're trying to convince me.
I'm just saying. From this perspective, it's like, oh, the cat runs off randomly. We should probably go see where it's going.
Should we
That
do,
is how I would play it.
That's what I'm
between
saying.
now and next session, should we maybe work out some more details about her?
Sure.
In terms of, like, it would be nice to kind of interpret what she is thinking, you know, kind of like the Beastmaster movie, not a sponsor.
But then does
Right.
he tell you what she's doing, and then you have to interpret it? Or
Or,
do you
or like,
just
do we
see
have
her
some kind of
actions?
a connection where I can kind of know what she saw, or, oh, can I see through her eyes?
Oh, interesting.
Oh.
I was always just under the understanding that you just, because of like she was your pet, that like you just had the connection.
Yeah, I need to read a little deeper. I'm not quite sure.
Right.
I'm a noob.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm a noob as well. And so, I mean, we can flesh that out. I mean,
It's like
It would
Timmy
be pretty
and
cool to
Lassie.
build that into our thing, because I think she's a valuable tool in terms of this type of work. So it would be kind of cool to, if it's allowed with our house rules, to build into that. I can understand what she wants to tell me.
I think that'd be kind of cool. I think you need to work on your relationship a little bit more, though.
We do need to work on our relationship.
Because you guys are close,
We are.
but
But she's a
You
cat,
pr-
and cats are.
cats really, yeah.
Oh,
I mean, like when you get up in the morning, when she sees you after she gets up in the morning,
What?
she'll come over and
that's
she'll
not
like,
stupid.
I have 4 cats. I love cats.
I have 3.
Yeah, I love cats. And Loonspin is based on my cats. I have
Which
3
one's
black
Looney?
cats, and she is them. Luna, Nessie, and Pinky, Loonspin.
Oh, cool.
So I know all about cats and how dumb they are, and how smart they also are. So, yeah.
You can't say anything. We've had 2 or 3 cats at least try to jump down our staircase multiple times.
They're orange cats, though.
I have Nessie.
Big difference.
One of our cats, Nessie, has this look that you just look at her and you're like, you don't know anything. Like, she just looks at you like,
now see,
I have nothing.
our Luna, see, I've always thought that Luna had an evil look on her face. And the way Carla interprets it is, oh, you're so dumb. Oh, you're so dumb.
Right.
You just got a blank look on your face. I'm like, to me, she looks like she wants to be evil. But to Carla, she just looks dumb. I'm like,
Resting
oh,
cat
okay.
bitch face.
Yeah.
Speaking of, you have to see my.
So yes, I think we need to flesh that out between
Okay.
you and I.
Mhm.
What my level of connection with Loonspin is.
Okay.
I think it would be cool for our storyline if her and I can talk in terms of mentally just understanding a general understanding.
Sure.
Maybe not specifics like, hey, there's 8 guys.
Right.
You know, but more like, hey, I want you to follow
I would-
me, or there's danger.
I was going to say it's more of an intuition, more of a sense,
Yeah.
But do you have
not
the, do you have the
actual
ability
communication.
to like sick her on a certain
Yes.
person? You can like
Yes,
tell her
it says
which,
that I can, it's my initiative to tell her
which to
do.
attack.
Yes.
So she doesn't always just go go balls ass whatever.
No, it's more like I let her know I want her to attack.
Because recently she's just kind of taken it upon herself to kind of go kick ass on her.
Well, no, not necessarily. I mean, like, we've kind of implied that I tell, like, if we're in a battle, that I want her to attack.
Okay.
And then her attacks are her own attack. They're not me telling her, like, okay, now swipe.
She does it
Right.
when she wants to do
Yes.
Right.
She knows that I want her to beat the shit out of somebody.
And then she'll attack how
Right.
cats attack. And so, yeah. All right. Are we good? We know where we're at? You guys are...
I have a feeling out of session I want to ask something.
Okay.
But it doesn't need to be on camera.
That's an evil stare.
That is an evil stare. That is the same stare Luna gives, and almost... So Luna is that, only white.
Yep, that looks familiar.
Right?
I'm going to show you some pictures.
All
Cats
right.
are
Yep.
black, too.
Just size
All
you
right,
up.
well, that concludes session 4. Thanks for hanging out. And, yeah, have a good weekend, everybody. So where is my ending soon?